the trash talkers of the NBA.
My mama always told me to don't ever take nothing from nobody. You know, if you playing, next score 2, come back, give them 2 back. But if they talk to them more.
These floor debates can turn into lengthy filibusters. It's all part of a psychological warfare, with words being used as weapons to get under an opponent's skin. It's not always enough to make the great play. Some players like to add a verbal exclamation point.
Take him, he can't guard anybody.
He's in the chamber. You can't guard me. You too slow. Stuff like that.
Under the glitter and glare of the NBA spotlight is a game most are unable to witness. But given the opportunity to stand face to face with the soul of the sport, the pulse of this craft can be felt. And if one listens closely, the individual voice of the game can be heard. For often, the expression of emotion is a calculated practice of psychological warfare, which can be as competitive as play itself. And the code name by those who use it is trash talking.
You pay a lot of money for that hair weave?
Left wing stops it. Why not? Yes! And he's talking to
Mr. Larry Johnson. He's telling him, come on out here. You're not out far enough.
You can't just sit there and just take it.
Just makes things more interesting when guys can talk trash, but as long as you can back it up.
Xavier McDaniels is another one, but only when he's hot. And he does it in spots to try to deteriorate your game.
Every guy in the NBA talks trash. Someone comes down and scores, and you're like, yeah, you like that, JN. I'm gonna bust you again. So now you got everybody talking. And if you can out-talk that guy and get him to thinking about something else, besides going out and play basketball, then that's to your advantage. As far as talking trash, I think every guy in the NBA talks trash. The coaches.
Make him eat it, Dip. Make him eat it.
The players. And the fans.
He's old magic!
Even the referees talk junk.
Why don't you play the game and stop crying, you big baby?
I'm talking too. Someone comes down and scores, and you're like, yeah, you like that, JN. I'm gonna bust you again.
Who talks the most trash in the NBA? Lambeer's one of them, but Lambeer does it to provoke you.
You freaking go!
I use the word agitate. That's a good word for me.
They're going at it. There's a fight right there. That's a good one for the tape.
Al Malone don't talk a lot, but he sort of gives that body language.
I like for guys to say stuff to me because it get me fired up. They start to shut up then, so it's part of the game. Playing a little cat and mouse game with each other. Then you got some people that take it personal or whatever.
Jamie is having some words with others. McKenzie's got Polynese, and they're still jawing at each other.
Reggie Miller does a lot of talking.
Look at Reggie and Magic. Trying to psych him. Magic, you know you can't make these two. You know you can't make it. Ignore him.
Friend of mine, Reggie Miller, he likes to talk to you. If he get it going, he'll talk to you. From the time you come out the locker room, he'll run you right back into it.
Reggie Miller does a lot of talking. I like to, tell guys if their games were sold in the store, it would be buy one and get one free. You're not a good talk trasher, then you really can't play. You got to have a good game and a good talk game.
Reggie Miller is a great basketball player, but if you stop and think, he's been the only player that ever got Michael Jordan ejected. So there ain't a better talker around than Reggie Miller if he can take the best player and most disciplined player in the league and get him upset.
He was talking in Game 3, but that didn't bother me at all. It was just, when somebody start take cheap shots on you, then, you can only take so much.
What did your teammates tell you at the court when you walked off?
They told me it was a bad move on my part, which it was. And I accept the blame, and, but we have to deal with it and move on.
I don't think I did anything to John to make him mad. I think something happened earlier in the day. Maybe room service was late or something like that. So I don't think it was between him and I don't think that's what made him upset.
He never stops talking it, even in the locker room.
It's already out of control. It's so out of control right now, it's unbelievable. And Charles Smith ushers Starks aside. Miller giving the choke sign to Spike Lee.
Reggie Miller stopping. He wants a little piece of Charles Smith, and now they go at it in the hallway.
First half, he now has 16 points, and he and John Starks going at it, talking it up right throughout, picking up their little intramural verbal battle.
Well, at the conclusion of the play leading to the timeout, Reggie Miller gave Anthony Mason a verbal bashing.
Leading all scorers with 29, Miller and Childs, and you just shake your head. Why didn't he just walk away after the third quarter ended? Childs with words to Miller. Miller goes right back at him.
Miller just having fun, just like Rodman.
Miller knows he's hard to stop, and he likes to make sure opponents know it too.
He sort of gives that body language, like, get off me, you ain't good enough to check me.
When we're on the road and he gets on a string of hitting shots, and he talks to fans, he talks to the players, he talks to everybody.
He's a talker. I mean, I've had one incident with Reggie 6 or 7 years ago in Atlanta. Actually, we had a time when the coach told us to go after him, and then we did. Sorry, Coach Fratello. But that's the way he is, and in the playoffs, we just have to, the best way to get back is by beating him.
A rocky start for Smith and the Hawks. Reggie looking good.
Picks up his second personal foul. They have more conversation. Whenever Reggie's around, there's a lot of talk, and most of it is designed to get in the opponent's head. He's done his job so far here early.
And as these two part, going to the locker room for halftime, they have some nasty words for each other.
Yes, and earlier Charles Oakley and Antonio Davis got involved. Let's go to Ahmad.
On the line as they're kind of smiling, and who knows what they're saying at this particular point. It was nasty at the end of the first half. This looks like it's a good nature right now, but you don't want to be fooling with this stuff. Let's try to play the ball here, and that's why the officials did not call a flagrant foul.
Reggie.
Look at John Starks, the headbutt on Reggie Miller, who'd been talking some serious trash to him, but Starks gets the heave. And look at Patrick Ewing, the New York captain, saying you don't do this in a playoff game. Pat Riley probably echoing those sentiments. Starks goes off, and Indiana goes off too. Reggie Miller on the feed from Pooh Richardson. Everybody in on the scoring act.
Set to shoot.
Reggie knocking down the long tray. Gonna turn around and address the Boston crowd. Don't you know it's the Whiskers?
He had room to talk. He outscored Boston 18-17 in the first quarter alone.
Some post-game remarks by Indiana's Reggie Miller. Reggie had just lit him up for 40 points and then issued the following statement. 100% bulletin board material here. Definitely off-key to the ears of some of those so-called Bulls nobodies. Reggie's remarks were made 3 weeks ago. As of Thursday, some of the Bulls could still repeat the quotes verbatim.
You know, Reggie's always talked a lot, even out on the floor. It's up to us to prove that he's wrong in that. It's a knock on our team, and anytime that an individual wants to place that kind of a level, he jeopardizes his own professionalism when he does it.
Ron Harper and Mark Jackson got technicals early in the game. Another technical, either one of those guys, and they're thrown out, so that's good.
They are, but when they step between those lines out there, they're as mean and rough and tough as any team in the league.
Oh, they're in a conversation now.
Reggie Miller comes up shooting. Oh, is he having a night?
And won the game with another right at the desk.
Miller for the lead.
Oh, and now they bump chests at midcourt, and a technical foul has been assessed to Gary Payton.
Gary would talk to whoever. Talk to refs, players, coaches on other teams, fans. Yeah. He talked nonstop and backed it up.
No, you cannot. You cannot do that. Oh, you gonna do that? You gonna do that? You gonna do that? Oh, he ain't never seen nothing like this in college. There it goes, Jake. There it go right there, Jake. Oh my God! Wait, don't look at that.
Watch this. I got a foul, baby. Yeah, I got a foul, baby. And they were very aggressive defending Mutombo, who was held to 9 points. They held Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf to 12 as well.
Yes, we need some size. We need some strength in here. Come on, where's my teammate? Here comes the enforcer right here. All right, you step over there. You get over there. Hey, you want to take me on? No, all right.
Примерно то же самое, что и в первой половине. На мой взгляд, Щербяк нормально ставил заслон.
And Payton and Barkley exchange. Barkley is telling him, you fouled me. And
that was some high archer, wasn't it? They got a foul along the sideline. Payton and Van Exel are not fighting.
Well, Kobe and Payton have some words.
Come on, Kobe. Come on, Kobe. Get away from it, like the referees are telling you. Now Kobe's talking to Payton. Number 20 and number 8. That's technical foul on each. I didn't see somebody throw the ball at somebody else.
Foul on Fox, and then things just started to escalate from that point on.
Technical foul, but somebody else will. Now watch right here. Look at this little brush. And Gary just kind of laughs, and then the push off there. That's not where the technical foul came in. The technical foul came in.
Dunked on. Payton is not going to let him forget it either. They all in his face. They spend a lot of time doing together. You know Harper loves to slack down. Look at it. Harper loves to trash talk, but right now the team is reading him. He's doing play-by-play. See, he crossed over on you at the free throw line, then he took your boy Cuckoo and threw down on him. It's a parao. And you know, I'm not going to let you forget that. I'm going to remind you of this all summer long. Because I remember last year, first game in the building in April, I hit you for 35, 19 boards, and I was flushing on you there. You guys came into the act. Yeah, Ron, yeah. That was good, Ron. I didn't mean anything personal about that. But now, this is like how trash talking should be. It's good natured. It's all in front. Payout. You saw that. You can read that part of Gary's lips. Payout. You know, probably like Ron. You need to get retaped at halftime. I know your ankles are sore. Ron Harper's trying to explain it away, but to no avail. And Gary is not going to ever let him forget that.
Harper and Gary Payton getting into a little verbal exchange.
Gary Payton out of the game on the bench, but still in the game, chatting with Vashawn Leonard. Gary sending the long-distance message from Oaktown out to Detroit, Michigan. Hello, Detroit, he says to Vashawn Leonard. I'm with you, Detroit.
Who's the best trash talker?
GP.
Let's watch Jordan. I think he's talking to Mutombo. Will he close his eyes? And he hits.
I'll tell you a story that I think summed the whole thing up. We was playing Chicago in Salt Lake, and they switched and put John Stockton on it. And he turned around and dunked on Stockton, which was, you know, hey, he do it all the time. So some guy got up and almost followed him down the sideline and said, hey, Jordan, pick on somebody your own size. So next time down the floor, he dunked on Mel Turpin. And went over and looked at the guy and said, was he big enough? And when he did that, you know, hey, this guy do what he wanted to, you know, take me out.
It was once as fierce a rivalry as any in sports.
And they're talking to each other. He just bumps into
Well, what's the deal?
Well, now...
Respected him so much, but, you know, he probably just thought I was some mouthy, skinny kid.
A couple elbows here and a couple of punches there. You know, you never know what might happen.
Tumbo with a foul, out talking to Jordan. He was walking to the other end with the ball. He took the ball and was walking.
And Alonzo Mourning sharing pleasantries. More on that in just a couple of minutes.
Jordan and Hawkins exchanging a few words. Now Mourning talking to Michael.
Did Michael get a technical?
Michael threw Percy Hawkins down. Now a few words for Alonzo. I got a feeling Alonzo's not in a great mood, Michael.
See, I like Alonzo doing this. I don't want him to go back and smile at Michael Jordan. He doesn't need to smile because Michael's stealing his lunch money right now.
Yeah.
It's like you smile when the series...
Michael and Smith.
Yes.
What's this all about?
Well, Michael just... Steve Smith trying to put his hand back and feel where Michael Jordan is, and Michael Jordan said, I'm right here, and so he tickled him to let him know I'm right here, right behind you.
The rookie, Steve Smith, he's talking to him, chatting with him, making him forget about what his defensive assignment is. Now he says to the ref, all of this is a con job, because what Michael wants to do is take that free pass to the basket.
Michael Jordan and Xavier McDaniel having words. Double technicals were called on McDaniel and Jordan.
What we said a moment ago down on the baseline foul that Jake O'Donnell was stepping in to send the message. This is step number 2 in the message sending process. The next one, someone's going to be ejected from this basketball game.
Bird, he's heading the list. He'll look at you like, hey, what you doing out here? You better call somebody else. I even heard him tell the coach, hey, look, coach, you better get somebody else out here to guard me because I'm killing this guy.
A person talks a lot of trash. Chuck Person, no question.
The plays is he backs to talk up, and that's all that matters.
Chuck Person can talk some trash to Larry Bird now.
Nobody talks more than Chuck, but hey, it's just all in good fun.
Until people can shut us up on a consistent basis, we're going to keep yapping away.
In the world of the secret NBA, talk can be as bruising as the action.
It started my rookie year, and first time I touched the ball, my very first game, he said, shoot the ball, rookie, shoot it. I said, okay, I'll shoot it. Wow, like that, and it went in. And I said, don't ever tell me to shoot the ball. I shoot it every time. And from then on, it's been a battle for the last 6 years.
Although Bird threw down the gauntlet of gab to many, Person was one of the few who answered the challenge.
Person can talk some trash to Larry Bird now. He scored the last 16 points.
Chuck and Larry down low, greeting one another once again.
And Person and Bird are jarring. Person stuffed him and had something to say afterwards. And look at Bird. Person didn't dare look at him.
Yeah, it is a little special because I've known Chuck for a while and we've always had run-ins, but it always seems like I get the last word.
In any rivalry of rhetoric, the last word is always the loudest.
I get a charge when I'm telling somebody on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball, no shot clock.
Call a timeout. He said, you know I'm going to get it. I said, I know I'm going to be waiting.
And during the timeout, I'm going through a play, and I said, all right, this is what we're going to run. All right, then as you get the ball, you go over here and you pass to Kevin, then you go to the corner. Then, Robert, you come over. Then about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way. After the timeout, we walked back on the court. Larry's going down to his position. Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds on the clock.
And he came out, went right there about that exact spot and shot a shot right in my face. And, you know, he was like, I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. He wanted to shoot it with 0 seconds on the clock. And I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
You know, Larry Bird ain't never playing no great defense. He like sagging off a little bit. So he tell the guy, you can't shoot, but I'm not worrying about guard you.
Right. No one liked Larry Bird here. Everyone hated the Celtics. But of course I respected Larry Bird because he was a great player. Did you ever have anything going with him personally on the court? There's only 2 things really Larry ever said to me. My rookie year, we were playing in the Garden. And I was, playing hard, and of course we ended up losing, but it was like maybe 15 or 20 seconds left on the clock. And Dennis Johnson was shooting a free throw, and I was back with Larry. And he came up and patted me on the butt and said, and I really didn't know Larry, and he hit me and said, just keep working hard, you're gonna be a great player. And this, you know, I'm like, wow, you know, Larry said this. Well, hence me, a year later, we were playing in Market Square Arena, and we had a chance to beat the Celtics at home, which never really happened. And he was at the free throw line trying to ice the game, and I'm on the line. I said, like, hey, you know, saying something, and he dribbles and stops and looks at me and says, don't you know who I am? And knocked it down, and after that, I really didn't say nothing else to him.
See, Williams is trying to get through, and Bird won't let him get through. So now they grab Bird, and he's slamming down. Now, you know, I mean, come on, this is playoff time. That's going to happen, and no player of any consequence is going to allow another player to hold his shirt.
I think Charles Barkley does a lot of talking.
It ain't against the rules to make a layup.
Charles Barkley talks a lot.
Barkley doesn't need to talk. I think he's psycho.
One time he said, Harold, please. Just, I was like, oh, wow.
The crowd had just been getting on him, and he finally ended up, you know, flipping the crowd to Bird and, you know, looking to specific guys, telling, you know, meet me in the parking lot after the game.
Whether divine inspiration plays a part in this may be questioned, but there's no questioning the fervor with which Barkley is spreading the word. Sometimes he does it with a smile, but it's more than just talk. The Phoenix Suns have become much more combative.
Had a few words for one another when there was some bumping and shoving going on, and Charles reminded him once again that that was me that got that block.
So 3:35 remaining in this fourth quarter. The Bulls 100, the Suns 94 as Charles and Scotty get together.
He's going to be talking to Scottie Pippen, telling him, you can't guard me. You can't guard me. I'm not going anywhere. And then after Charles says,
No Michael, no ring.
Charles is one of those guys that when things are going well for him, he's fine.
Charles dared to take the three, takes it, hits it. Then talks a little trash to Dennis Rodman. You sure are ugly, son. Jordan and Barkley going at it.
Charles is not Charles with his mouth shut. You know, it's like me playing with hair.
Then you look up, and late in the game, they got one foul.
Now they're going to get Karl Malone out so he doesn't pick up anything cheap in the final.
Oh, he's Muhammad Ali of basketball. He'll walk it like he talks it.
Larry Bird, Michael, Gary Payton, and Reggie were the four guys that... The thing that always annoyed me was trash talk used to be cool. The guys wasn't saying mean-spirited things. They were just like, that's the way we grew up. Like when you play basketball in the hood,